Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the Route 66 Stitcher. It's been a long while. It's been a little over 6 months since my last Flosstube. This is Flosstube number 17, and apologies, I am out on the catio, and of course I'm invading the cat space, so they're probably going to come and go as they feel like it today. This is a channel, if you have not been here before, this is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do have some other types of embroidery that I talk about and show as well. If you've been here before, welcome back. I have some big projects that you have seen in the past as whips that are now finished products, and I can't wait to show them to you. Apologies again, been 6 months, so a little bit rusty, but I do have quite a bit to show you, and going to jump right in with the fully finished objects. These are objects that I have completed all the way through the process, and the first one I'm going to show you is from a spooky book. This is by Lindy Stitches. This came out, I believe, in 2022 or 2023. I'm trying to see if I have does not have a watermark on it. Anyways, I did Blackbird Pie, which I just thought was really simple and cute. It can be fall or it can be Halloween, depending on how you dress that up. And this is my finish. I stitched this on a 40 count. And it was a mystery fabric. It was just a little piece that I had, and put it in this really cool, actually, let me see if I can put something behind that so you can see the feet on the beast. And that's my finish. This is a pillar candle holder, and I believe I got this at Michael's maybe a couple years ago. It was one of those things that was just sitting on a shelf in the Bad Project closet, and so now I have a finish on it. And so that is Blackbird Pie out of Spooky Book. Looking forward to doing Goth Chicken or Gravefellows in the future. The next full finish that I have to show you is Scary Berry by Erica Michaels. And I did this on 28 count lugana. This is called Witch's Brew by Mystic Fabrics. And did it with all of the called for. And it's got little gravestones. I did a lot more backstitch on the gravestones and the crosses and the pumpkins than were in the pattern, just to make them kind of pop and stand out and have some kind of definition. But there it is. I used some wool, and then there's this crochet top we had received. I'm a member of Ozark's Stitchers, and we had received a visit from the Sable Stitchers, Lenny and Roberta, and they had handed out these little crocheted, I guess they had little pins on them, so you put them on your project bags, little project bag bling, and I thought it would look perfect as a topper for this. New to the strawberry, still trying to figure out how to make the top look not so wonky, and I'll get there someday. But that's Scary Berry that I have finished. And I also got, while in the strawberry mood, called Fall Autumn Berry, Fall into Autumn. And this was a class that I took with Linda at Galleria in September of 2021. So this has been living on my shelf for quite some time. And I did this with, that's Fall into Autumn. I did this with the cottage garden threads that were part of the, I want to say 2022, maybe 2021 market, the fall collection that all of the designers did with that. And again, I just used wool for the topper, and then one of those crocheted items that Lenny and Roberta had done for us and had passed down. Yeah, I used the pattern that Linda had given us in the class for finishing, and it just doesn't seem like it's big enough. I don't know. I'll figure out the strawberries at some point in time. This was not the point in time. It really wasn't. I also finished, it was a whip the last time you saw it, and it is completely done now. Going on with the 3D stuff. And that is the Pagoda Biscornu from Meridian Stitches. And it's shaped as a pagoda. And there's the top. So it's actually 2 squares, just like a regular Biscornu, although the top one is about half the size as the bottom ones. And that's just really cool. And that was a kit, it was a class I also did at Galleria, and ended up turning out really, really nice when I finally got around to finishing it, because I think I did it the same year in 2021. So that's a whip you've seen before. This is also a whip that you've seen before, and this is the Snowman Pendibule by Doreen Jones. I had it fully stitched the last time you saw it, and I finally got it finished. And I finished it with a beaded edge and a little snowflake drop on it. And it turned out quite nice. I like these ornament kind of things that are smaller, that you could do things with. I don't have a lot of big projects that I do just for lack of place to put them. Not gonna lie. And then for the third and very last time, I promise, third and very last time, I did the Christmas in the Round pattern from JB Design and finished it for myself. The other two that I had finished for friends of mine for holiday presents, and this one is mine. And there we go. And that is the third and last time I'm doing this pattern. I might burn it. I don't ever want to see it again, except in the fully stitched form. So that is also complete. I also finished Fox Few, or Fox Few. Yeah, it's Fox Few. You had seen this stitch before. I can't find the paper pattern for it right now. I know I have it someplace, but this is a Plum Street Samplers, one of their stackers, animal stackers, and this is Fox Few. And I did this with the called for, and it's on Witch's Brew. And it turned out really good. It's just a little pillow, as I usually do the little animal stackers. This is a start and a finish. And that is also animal stacker from Plum Street called Polar Pack with the polar bears. And I did this on Wild Mint 40 count by Atomic Ranch using the called for. Also in the same color, same fabrics as the fox. And it turned out pretty good. It's nice and little. Another little pillow. It actually, not as happy with this one as I've been with other animal stacks. And just because I didn't know what I thought it was going to be, but it's just lots of white. There's not a whole lot of visual interest, with the exception of the red part that kind of looks like a Nordic sweater of some sort. So that one is a start and finish as well. And I am running out of places to put things here. I have a pseudo full finish, and that is on Tired Trio, also by Plum Street Samplers, and it is on, I don't even remember what the fabric is because I think it's a mystery fabric, as is most of the stuff in my Bad Project closet. And when I say it's not a full finish yet, completely full finished, I want to put some very light ruched ribbon around it to finish it off. But this is Tired Trio, and this is also using all of the called for colors. And I used beads for eyes just to make them pop, give it a little bit of dimension, and that is the back. So it'll be done as soon as I get that ribbon on the outside. So it kind of counts as a finish, full finish. So that's Tired Trio. I am down to a fully finished object that has been in the works for quite some time, and you've all heard me complain over and over and over and over about it. And that was the first perforated paper project that I ever did from Mill Hill. It was called the Advent Trilogy, and very, very tiny little perforated papers. I had finished stitching them all 6 months ago, the last time that we were here, and I have now fully finished them into tags for presents. And there they are. These wood tags are wood tags that come in a box of 50. And they come in a box of 50. I got them from Michael's, and I got them half off, I believe. They were like $5. You do have to finish them. They're just blank, wood colored. So you have to paint them or stain them or do whatever you want if you don't want to use them blank. But I tried a couple different processes and a couple different wood stains, and just finally decided that the white paint was great. And there's Santa and the star, North Star, and the Dove of Peace, and the angel, and the snowman, and the teddy bear, and the shepherd, and the gingerbread, and then Rudolph. And they're all ready to go on presents for this year. Just going to stamp. I have a little to and from stamp that I'm going to stamp on the back. And out the door they go with the presents. So that is a full finish. I never thought that would happen. I never thought that would happen, but there they are, all completed. And these are also full finishes that you saw in progress that I have finally finished. And these two are the Satsuma Streets from the Jingle Ball glasses, and I had stitched those on the perforated paper. I finally got them finished. And the bell, and then the turtle dove, and I finished the back. It's my first time finishing. I learned a lot about finishing these type of ornaments, and have decided that putting them on wood is not a bad plan. But I finished the back with some glitter cardstock. I'm not happy with the finish on these, but on the back, but again, I think it's just one of those things that takes time to figure out. And then Ramsey is done as well. And Ramsey, of course, is one of the Parliament of Owls series from Mama Loves You GB, Michelle. And Ramsey is also just finished in glitter cardstock on the back, and looking forward to having these out this year. So those are done as well. I made great progress at getting things that were finishes fully finished. in the past few months. So that's been beneficial. Another thing that has been on the list forever and ever is winter Quail by the Blue Flower, Janine McGowan's. And I finally got a full finish in this. This is just a piece of plywood in a metal frame with a hanger. I think I got this at Walmart, to tell you the truth, and just glued the fabric to the plywood and then made, it's just one layer of batting in there and just finished it off that way. So it is ready to go for the holidays as well. So that is Winter Quail. And let me see, what all do I have here? Where am I? All right, I am up to a big one that has been in play since the Unicorn Tapestry by Tiny Modernist, and I have been working on this. This was a New Year's Eve start of 2022. New Year's Eve of 2022. And you've all seen me working on this on and off, and it is completely finished. And it fit into a, I believe this is like 11 by 9 frame, and it fit perfectly. This is on 28 count Dreamy by Mystic Fabrics, using all the called for floss. Those little animals up at the top, they're cute, and the bunnies. And it is finally done. Yay! I figured out why I did not like stitching this at all. Not any of it. I didn't like it. It's one of those things that I just finally decided that I was going to finish just because. I love it now that it's done, and I'm happy that I persevered, but all these little itty-bitty flowers and color changes, you know, for a stitch were just, it just wore me out. I know now not to buy any other patterns like that, but again, this is Unicorn Tapestry by Tiny Modernist. And that is done. Another thing I've got a full finish on is I Searched for an Ancestor by the Laurel Witch. I'd had this finished for quite some time and finally got around to framing it. And this is on Night Sky Jennifer. This is a 32 count by Mystic Fabrics. And this is using some of the called for. It's on an opalescent, which is why it's giving kind of that look to it right now. And this is by the Laurel Witch. And that skirt was no fun. It just went on and on and on forever, but at least there were not 500 color changes. And basically says, I searched for an ancestor who would have been considered a suffragette, a healer, a witch, a mystic, and a queen. And so that is finally framed and ready to go. I also got a frame for the Modern Folk Embroidery Evertotes and Roxy Floxco Advent Christmas box of 2023. And finally got it framed. And I'm looking forward to getting it up. I got very lucky on this frame, the Laurel Witch, the Ancestor frame, and the frame that I'm about to show you. They were whoops frames that I walked into a store when I was up in Kansas City working. I went by a Michael's, and there was a Hobby Lobby across the hall and across the parking lot, and I went in and they had whoops frames and basically picked them up for like $10 each. And then, of course, the big one that I've always been working on is my Blackwork Highland Cow from DoodleCraft Designs. And using literally none of the called for, and it is finally done. And sorry about that. It is finally finished. It's going to reflect everything, isn't it? There we go. That's a little better. It is finally done. And I probably should have gotten some non-glare glass for this. This actually, this frame at Hobby Lobby in the Oops section cost me $20. Yeah. And I'm really happy with it. I might actually put a picture in so you can get a better look at the details. But the coup is finally done. I have no idea where to put this because it's bigger than I am at some level. And there we go. The coup is done. So those are all my fully finished objects. Let's move on into the finished objects. Is I just finished Smell My Feet by La Di Da. And this was a freebie on her site. I don't know if it still is or not, but it's called Smell My Feet, Trick or Treat, Smell My Feet. And this is done on butterscotch cookies, Lugana, 28 count by Fabrics by Stephanie. And it matches the one that I had done last year, also by La Di Da, also on the butterscotch, for the pricking of my thumbs. Something wicked this way comes. And so going to get those worked up, and they're not going to make it a full finished object by this Halloween, but hopefully sometime soon. I've also finished, this was the Blue Flower, Hearts for Pam. This is on Wild Mint 40 count by Atomic Ranch, using the called for flosses by Cottage Garden Threads that were sent with the Hearts for Pam kit. And little Tasmanian Devil, the parrots, the fruit bats, those big old fruit bats they have down there that are just adorable. Everything about this was just so much fun to stitch. And that was Hearts for Pam. I picked up from Ink Circles on a D-stash the Tea Berry tile. That was one of the Tea Time palette series with the Trenway Silks. Got the entire kit on a D-stash for 15 bucks. Wouldn't have been able to buy the silks for that. And managed to finish it up. Oops, lots of cat fur. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet, but decided since I had it that, oops, I was going to go ahead and stitch it up. The fabric is really loose. I would say it's probably a 24 lugana. That looks like it's maybe an oatmeal or raw. What else do I have to show you? I have finished Little Batty by Satsuma Street. Yep. Upside down. I got really lucky. I counted wrong, and I got really lucky that it actually fit once I got it going. But this is Little Batty by Satsuma Street. And what else do I have here? That goes with a Little Batty. And then I have Plum Street Rack Stack. that I've been working on, and it's full finish. Stitching, it's just not a fully finished object. I need to break out the sewing machine and finish it up, but it's also done with the called for on 28 count Witch's Brew Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. All right, that's what I have for fully finished objects. Finished objects. Yeah, that's what I got. All right, moving on to whips. You've seen this before. I work on this quite a bit and have every year, and this is the Peppermint Purple annual Blackwork SAL. I am caught up to date with the weekly releases, and I have the border finally in for 2024. So keeping up with this, and this is with Sulky 4022 is the thread on this. And I have no idea. This is a 32 lugana. It's a mystery. I have no idea what color it is. It is an opalescent. So that's the whip from Sulky. I also have a whip going with Nevermore with Satsuma Street. Again, because they become, perforated paper has become my travel stitch. And this is as far as I've gotten with that. So I've got the skull in. I just need to finish up the crow and beading and sequins, and you'll be done. So my next work trip, this will be also a finish. I just couldn't resist when this came out. Vicious by the Artsy Housewife. Changing up the colors on the cat to match that of my brown tabby, and that's as far as I have gotten. And this is on 40 count Fog by Picture This Plus, using called for colors so far. And again, going to change up that marmalade tabby to a brown tabby to match my cat. But vicious, whoops, vicious. Could not resist that when that first came out. All right. I have a new start. Actually, I got a couple new starts. Haven't seen before. And this first one is, I'm going to put in a picture there of what it is. It's Long Dog Samplers, Rollo de Rene, or Rollo the Reindeer. And this is on Midnight Tryst, 40 count by Fabrics by Stephanie. And you can see it's barely a start. Barely a start. And this is a large piece, and it's really going to take the position in my stitching rotation that the cow used to take. So got that started. And then I was lucky enough to go to Quilter Station to one of their extravaganza and started the class project of Prairie Home by the Blue Flower. Janine, which is just fantastic, and using, of course, all of the class supplies for this. And this is where I'm at already. This is a 40 count marbled khaki from XJude Designs that came with the kit, and using all of the kit colors for this. And it looks, markup, XP tells me that I am 21% done, so there's going to be 5 more columns of animals and whatnots. But this is by the Blue Flower. It's called Prairie Home. She usually releases her exclusive class kits like a year afterwards, so it might be released at market next year. I've also been working on, also from the same class kit, these are little animals that are within, motifs that are within the actual sampler itself, but she has put them out to go into, I would say it was a necklace form, but it's made to be project bling, and you could choose what animals you want to put in your project bag, or you could wear it as a necklace. It does come with a chain, and so that was a really fun part of the kit that came as well. And so that is actually probably easier to see this one, Prairie Home by the Blue Flower. And that is all that I have in terms of WIP. I've been so busy at work that I haven't really had a whole lot of new starts or anything. I'm just trying to get things out of the closet that have already been stitched and do something with them. I have a little bit of haul, very little bit of haul. From Atomic Ranch, I got, it was my birthday, so why not? 40 count linen in Joylin. And there's a Satsuma Street pattern that I've already earmarked that for. I know what I'm doing on that. This was a Christmas night, 36 linen, also Atomic Ranch. And it's actually a deeper navy blue than the Midnight Tryst by Stephanie's, but also a really, really pretty blue. And I kind of know what I'm going to do on that as well. And this one I just couldn't resist. I don't usually stitch on 28, but I think because it's a 28 count in this color, I'm going to be really happy about it. I have never seen really kind of this grayish brown before in a linen. And I know what's going on this already, but this is such a pretty, and it's also Atomic Ranch, but it's a limited edition, so it doesn't have a color. And then I went on vacation and was able to get to a place I'd always wanted to go, and that was Alaska. And who knew Alaska had 500 different quilt stores? And so I picked up some Alaskan fabric. This is a quilt shop out of Skagway. Yeah, Skagway. With the bears and the moose. All of the things. And when I figure out how, I'm going to make a project bag. And then I also picked up button and bows in Victoria, British Columbia. I picked up a pattern of the Squamish frog, and so local artist on this. And I know everybody's going, why the frog? Well, their story of the frog, the Squamish people say that the frog is a pleasant, affable creature and is another of the important animals. The figure of the frog is known as a representative of good fortune and is a symbol of magic, and is said there's always magic around when a fog is present. So good fortune and magic. So I'm going to channel that, and I bought a fabric to go with it, and I'm going to do it on, this is Avocado by Picture This Plus, 40 count, and make myself yet another project bag when I figure out how to do that. That's all I have. That's all I have. It's been great to put this together again. It's been such a long time. Apologies for being kind of rusty. It has been a while, but it's good to be back. Thanks.